am not as good as I should be.
Yes.
But I eventually, give me a couple of weeks, or a couple of years, and I will be awfully good.
Oh, certainly, that is the attitude of the people.
Of practically everybody.
Practically everybody. I fully agree.
Now wait a minute. That is our condition.
Yes.
The Christian, the Buddhist, the whole world is conditioned by this idea, which may have come from the biological progress, moved into the psychological field. Yeah?
Yes, that is quite.
Now, how is a man or a woman, how is a human being to, without time, break this pattern? You understand my question?
Yes. It is only by seeing.
No. I can't see if I'm caught in this blasted ugliness of progress.
Yes.
And you say it's only by seeing. I say I can't see.
Then you can't.
No, but I want to inquire. I want to inquire into it, sir.
Yes.
That is, why have we given progress in the codes such importance psychologically?
I am not a scholar, but I come from the practice side. May I come in for a moment, please? I'm a practicer, but I have done my practice in a Buddhist field. And to me personally, as a Westerner, as a one-time scientist, I have found the most satisfactory answer in the Buddhist teaching that I blind myself. I am my own obstacle. As long as I, with all my bundle of conditioning, am here, I cannot see. And it seems to be a possibility of...
That doesn't help. You're saying that I've learned that.
I have learned that, but I have learned it by, in the same way as one learns to play the piano, rather than in the way of studying a subject. That is the point that I would like to contribute.
No, again you're going back to playing the piano, which needs practice.
Yes,
practice. Sorry. Good pianists don't practice, I'm being told.
But they must have practice in order to become it.
So what are we talking about at the end of this?
There seems to be one difficulty in this. Knowledge has a certain fascination, a certain power. One accumulates knowledge, whether it's Buddhist or scientific, and it gives you a peculiar sense of freedom, though it is not freedom. It's more in the realm of conventional freedom. And after years of study, one finds it very difficult to get out of this, because through years, 20, 25 years, you arrive at this and you value it, and it hasn't got the quality of what you might call truth. And the difficulty with all practice seems to be that when you practice, you achieve something, and the achievement is of the conventional reality type. It has got certain power, certain fascination, certain capacity, maybe certain clarity.
I might tell you get attached to it.
Yes. And to break away from it is much more difficult than for a beginner. A beginner who has not got these things may see something more directly than a man who has so much of acquired wisdom.
Maybe.
Is it so?
That depends on the individual. You can't generalize.
No, one cannot. Yes.
One can, sir, if I may point out, one can generalize as a principle.
As a principle, in which way?
I mean, let's come back to it. We're all caught in this idea of progress, right? attainment.
Let us come to an agreement on that point, that the humanity accepts as a fact
Yes.
progress is a gradual evolutionary matter.
Yes.
As you said, biologically they accepted and proved, so they apply the same theory to psychological.
Yeah.
That I fully agree, it is the humanity's
Yes.
position.
But so I say, is that the truth? If I may have accepted biological progress, biological evolution, which I have gradually transferred to psychological existence. Now, I say, is that the truth?
Yes, now I see your question. I don't think it is true.
Therefore, just a minute, therefore, I abandon the whole idea of discipline.
When you see that,
No.
no, I should say that there is no question of abandoning.
Huh?
If you abandon consciously,
No, sir, just a minute. I see what human beings have done, which is move from the biological to the psychological. And there they have invented this idea that eventually you will come to Godhead, or evolution, enlightenment, and reach Brahman, reach whatever it is, nirvana, and paradise, or hell also.
yes.
If when a human being sees the falseness of it,
Yes.
actually not theoretically,
Yes.
then it's finished.
Absolute, that is what I tell you. All this time.
Therefore, why should I then acquire knowledge of scriptures, of this or that, psychologically?
This is not necessary.
Then why do I read the Buddha?
That is what I told you. We are all conditioned.
I may say to you,
Chip in, sir,
could I ask
chip
the
in.
question that do you accept that we are all conditioned?
Dr. Boma asks,
Yes.
do we all accept that we are conditioned?
I don't know whether you accept or not. I accept.
No.
And there is nobody in time. To be in time is to be conditioned. And
No, Dr. Boma is asking, the implication of his question is, did I translate what you
Well,
Go on, sir.
Well,
It's your show now.
well, it's. I merely say that. How can I put it? I think that Krishnaji has said, at least in some of our discussions, that he was not deeply conditioned in the beginning, right? And that therefore he had a certain insight which would not be common. I mean, is that fair?
I don't find.
No, he's referring to me, sir. Leave the.
Yeah.
I may be a biological freak, so leave me out of it. That's not totally important. What we are trying to discuss is this. That psychologically, can we admit the truth that there is no movement forward? The truth of it, and not the idea of it.
Yes.
You understand what I said, sir?
I understand.
The truth of it, not I accept the idea of it. The idea is not the truth.
Yes. No.
So, do we as human beings see the truth or the falseness of what we have done?
You mean human beings generally?
The whole world.
No, they don't see.
Therefore,
No, certainly not.
so when you are telling them, get more knowledge, read this, read that, scripture, what the Buddha said, what Christ said if he existed at all, and so on, they are full of this accumulative instinct. which will help them to jump or propel themselves into heaven.